Hello YouTube. Sorry I haven't made a video in so long. I'm hoping to kind of get back into that again, but just issues with my back have been keeping me out of the hobby a lot. So anyway, I have a Luger here. This is my first one that I've ever bought, and I know it's no museum quality piece. It's a 1918 DWM. And it's got a this Germany mark here. I believe means that it was import to the UK at some point. But even though it's kind of rough, it has all matching parts. Every last part on this gun matches: the grips, the magazine, everything. So these grips are really fragile, and I'm worried about breaking them just by shooting it. And since they match the gun, I really wanted to get a pair of repro grips and use those for when I shoot the gun. That way I don't have to worry about scratching them or breaking a corner off or something, which is real easy to do on these. So I went on eBay and I found this place, World War Supply. I've gotten slings and stuff from them in the past. Their stuff is really nice usually. I forget how much these are. You can look it up on eBay if you want. But when they came, I wanted to kind of try to match the look to the original grips. Of course, the checkering's way sharper on these repro grips, but I wanted to kind of get the color close as I can. But they came and they were just bone dry, and they were pretty light. Like, they weren't anywhere near as dark as the original grips, just from all those years of hand oil and gun oil seeping into them. So I wanted to try to get them to match, and the first thing I did was try to fit them. And I heard some reviews online about how these were a nightmare to fit, and you had to take so much wood off, and it took forever. And maybe their measurements on their gun are a little different. Maybe everybody has to remove a different amount. Maybe these come off the machine a little different each time. I didn't have to remove a lot of material to get mine to fit. The biggest problem I had on mine was this left side grip. When this comes, this tab goes like all the way across here. And if you try to put it on there, you cannot operate the safety. It pushes the safety on to where you can't even use the gun. But it really didn't take that long to fit. I have a sanding drum belt sander, and all I did was, I have a pretty fine grit on there, probably like a 400, and all I did was just start kissing this to the belt on the side, and then try it, kiss a little more, try it, and it really didn't take very long to get it to fit. And that was the only spot on these that I needed to modify at all to get these to fit on the gun. And so there we go, and they look pretty good. But when they came, they were really dry. There was no kind of finish on them at all. I'm sure they probably left them that way to keep costs down and let people decide on their own what they want to do to try to finish them, if anything. So what I did first was I just took a old toothbrush and the Walmart brand boiled linseed oil, and I just wiped it on here and scrubbed it in with the toothbrush. One application, sorry, that's my cat. One application, pretty thick, let them sit for, I don't know, a couple hours maybe. Came back, wiped them off. That's it. I didn't do a bunch of rub it in with my hand and get it warm like I would on a gun stock. I just used the toothbrush, put a pretty thick coat on there, left them. Came back, wiped it off, and then I let them dry overnight. And I was pretty happy with the darkness of them. Not sure how well that shows up. They're a little darker, I guess, than the originals, but part of that is the deep checkering. And then to protect them, the linseed oil is great, but I like to put a little bit of a wax protectant over them And so what I just used on that was this Tom's 1-3 mix. And all this stuff is beeswax, boiled linseed oil, and turpentine. And so I just, you know, I've got to backtrack. I'm sorry. I applied the boiled linseed oil with this acid brush. And I applied the Tom's with the toothbrush. Because this stuff's kind of gunky. You can see, sorry. It's, you know, it's pretty thick stuff. So just trying to wipe it on there with a cloth. You're not going to get down in the checkering. So I just rubbed this on with this little toothbrush. And then I looked at the instructions. Says allow to set for 30 to 40 minutes. I did that. I came back and then I buffed them off. And I ended up having to kind of degrease this toothbrush and then use it to kind of buff it out of the checkering. Because it's so deep. If you try to just rub a cloth on there, you're not getting down in there at all. So I wanted to show these in case anybody was considering if they have a Luger that's real nice, has matching grips, and you want to save them, don't want to risk breaking them at the range, but still want to shoot your gun. I would recommend these. I'm pretty happy with them. Like I said, I forget the cost. They weren't real expensive. It was worth it for sure. So now I'm going to pack these originals away real carefully and label them, and then that's it. That way I don't have to worry about it. I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully I'll be making more videos here. Well, look at that. I just set this down on the table and broke the dang corner off of the original grip. How sucky is that? Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have some acroglass work to do. That really sucks. Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you later.